Everybody, Andy here again. Well, this is one of those videos that I've been meaning to make for a long time now. Something that I actually discussed with both Gary and Mike, but especially Mike, when I was down in Nashville, and we actually tried to do a vlog about this whilst we were in the car coming back, but it didn't turn out very well. And having been to South Tube, and I know I'm going back a couple of months or so now, but having been there and been to a couple of gatherings, one a slightly smaller one over here and one which is obviously a bigger affair altogether over in America, we were sort of reflecting on the way that gatherings are going and the nature of gatherings. As I said, Gary and both, especially Mike, have been to a lot of other ones as well, and I don't really want to speak for them, but I just want to talk about some of the things that we spoke about and how these things are changing, how these things are evolving. Because as you may have noticed, people, certain people especially, are tending to make less videos than what they used to. And I know this has been tackled in other videos, and there are reasons behind that. We talked about all the other sites that are coming along now, whether it be the Twitters and that, and people are communicating on those sort of sites rather than necessarily through videos as they've done before. But also, as the gatherings have gone on, and I've noticed this when I was at South Tube as well, is gatherings before were for people to meet up for the first time. Well, now the gatherings have been happening, these people, or so many people, actually know each other already, and they've taken that friendship, that relationship, outside of YouTube, if you see what I mean. Although it's YouTube is the common denominator, it's YouTube that's brought us all together in lots of ways. In the initial instance, the friendship has transcended that, and it certainly has in lots of other people. People are doing things differently now. People are meeting up on a one-to-one basis. People that they've met maybe at other gatherings as well. So people that they meet, they then take it further along. And I think this is going to have a big impact on the way that gatherings work. People are going to get together with like-minded people, people that they find that are friends, people that they get on with when they meet at gatherings. I know, for example, through my own experience, that some of the people that I met at down at South Tube, I got a lot of subscribers out of that, and I've formed sort of little relationships with people who I didn't really have much time to talk to at South Tube. And okay, it might not be big friendships, but you followed it through, and that's just an example of what I'm talking about. And these things are taking it further and further. And I think gatherings are going to change as a result of that, because a lot of people won't need to go to gatherings as such, because, as I said before, people go to them to meet with people for the first time. They'll organise their own gatherings, if you want to call it that. They'll have their own smaller little affairs where people get together for a weekend, and I've seen it already. I've seen it here on YouTube, as you may well have done as well, where a small group of people got together. For example, the YouTube live event that's happened over there in San Francisco. Now, I know a group of the people that I would call friends got together initially. Okay, they went afterwards but to the main event, but not all of them did. That little gathering that they had there probably meant more to them than the actual main event afterwards. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. We're creating the friendships and we're extending those friendships elsewhere. So, once again, I'd love to know what other people, whether they feel the same way, whether they've noticed this. And I think that this is going to change the way that things are done. Yes, there will be still the big gatherings, because they will always have appeal, because you will still possibly go to them to meet people that you may well never meet otherwise, and I know that that's the case. But the people that you really get on with are the ones that you're going to see elsewhere. You're going to arrange your own personal gatherings. You're going to keep in touch with them via your mobile phones, via your Twitters and all those other things. And I think that's going to change the nature of it. As one of the people said, and I can't remember who it was, in the end, some of these big gatherings, it will only be the people there who go around with video cameras, who film, who don't necessarily get involved, but who film everything that's going along. And if you've been to a gathering, a bigger one, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. There are certain people who maybe don't make videos, but they just love being there. They feel that sort of slight celebrity type thing, where they see people that they know. Oh, I've seen you on the videos and all this sort of stuff, and they want to take your picture. They want to sort of film you talking to somebody else, and that is quite a strange thing. I didn't get it as much as other people did, but I saw that happening, and it was quite a weird experience. So I think sort of slightly light-hearted way of looking at it, but I think that that's going to change. I don't know what the future is. Yes, as I said, I still think there will be gatherings. As I said before, if the England Swings one doesn't happen in London, I will probably try and put something together, but it won't be a big gathering for loads and loads of people. It will be a gathering that I would sort of invite, if you want to put it that, people that I know, people that I want to meet. I don't care who turns up, anybody can turn up, but that's not the point. can see the way that my thinking is, you're sort of, not cherry picking is the wrong word, but you're arranging to meet certain people rather than just having a big gathering. And in some ways, that's what I would be more interested in doing in the future. Yes, you will always meet new people at these gatherings, but even the smaller ones, the mini gatherings, the more personal ones, I think you can still meet a lot of people who would know somebody else that you know, and therefore you're possibly more likely to know them, to get on with them. I don't know. This is just a bit of a ramble, a bit of a thought that came out, and something that I've been meaning to tackle before, and something that I've noticed, and the way that these things are going on. I just think there's a change afoot in that respect. I'd still like to see the gatherings. It'd be great for the other things to happen, but even with the South Tube event this year, there weren't as many people there as there were the year before. I know that there were reasons behind that. I know there's the economic side of it, but I do wonder whether maybe some of these other thoughts did have a feeling, because did have a part of it, because I know for a fact that talking to people there were certain people who didn't go because so and so didn't go. One person doesn't go to a gathering who people want to meet there, so other people don't go because they already know them. And I know that on the weekend of that particular gathering down at South Tube in Nashville, there was a group of people who actually met somewhere else, who were originally going to go to South Tube, and that's exactly the point that I'm making. People are getting together in their own little groups, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the way that things evolve, that's the way that things change. And I think it's inevitable, it's natural that you will find your like-minded people, the people that you really do get on with and you form real strong bonds and friendships with. It's natural that you want to be with those people and maybe not be surrounded by lots of other people. Because that's another thing that I noticed at South Tube, was that you aren't able to talk to a lot of people that you would like to because of the nature of the event. There are too many people around for you to have a proper one-to-one conversation with certain people, which is why I enjoyed the time with Mike and Gary so much, and that meant a lot more to me in some ways because we were able to sit down and have a chat and just get to know each other properly, which is not easy. You've done it at parties, everybody's done it, it's like a party event, a party sort of thing. You can start to talk to someone and you're starting to get on with someone, and then inevitably someone else comes into the conversation. Nothing wrong with that, but it changes the nature of that conversation. So, as it is in real life, as it is on YouTube. There you go again. As I've always said, YouTube is a microcosm of life, and I think this is just proving another aspect of it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you've got any thoughts on this, if you've experienced it, if you think you can see where I'm coming from on this. And long may the gatherings continue, long may the friendships continue, because I think that's one of the great things about this site, is that we are having gatherings, we are having friendships, and we are meeting up with people and planning to do more and more of that in the future. And long may that continue as well. Anyway, thanks for your time, thanks for putting up with the ramble. Hope the sea in the background hasn't been too much of a problem, but maybe it's a nice diversion and something nice and soothing for you. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.